Deep in the Carpathian Mountains, reached only by narrow, winding roads, sits Vatra Negra. On paper, it is a fully functional municipality, home to roughly 800 people. Every Sunday, that entire population leaves the physical world. To a visitor arriving midweek, the village appears ordinary. Rustic wooden houses sit quietly next to rolling green fields and scattered haystacks. Records indicate the disappearance is a predictable physical event occurring every weekend. In 2026, travel blogger Michael Reed uploaded footage of a bustling Saturday evening in the town. Children were playing, shops were open, and families walking the streets. By his next recording at 9:14 the following morning, the streets were entirely empty. Doors stood open. Coffee cups remained warm on tables. Only pets remained, wandering the sidewalks. This timeline illustrates the mechanical precision of the event. At exactly 8 a.m. on Sunday, the human population drops to absolute zero, returning to 800 at precisely 11:03 p.m. After subsequent groups verified the blogger's footage, the government quietly deployed anthropologist Dr. Sarah Keller to investigate the region. Dr. Keller's deployment shifted the phenomenon from viral speculation into the realm of classified government records. Keller spent her first 2 days conducting standard interviews. As Saturday evening approached, she noted a collective anxiety as families hurried to lock doors and cover windows. Most residents deflected her questions about Sundays, but one man finally offered a single warning: do not stay outside after the bells ring. The mechanism for that warning triggered at 7:58 a.m. on Sunday. As these bronze church bells struck 3 times, every resident stopped their activities and walked in silent, unpanicked obedience toward the town center. Within moments, a thick black fog rolled down the mountain slope, moving fast enough to engulf the village in heavy shadow within seconds. The fog's speed and opacity defied meteorological models, leaving Keller to face a phenomenon that physically removed the town from her sight. When the air cleared, Keller was alone. She moved through abandoned streets, while government thermal drones flying overhead failed to detect a single human heat signature. Tracing the sound of disembodied whispers, she arrived at the central church, uncovering a concealed subterranean tunnel hidden beneath the floorboards. Inside, she found hundreds of photographs. The archives showed villagers standing shoulder to shoulder with tall, faceless figures dressed entirely in black. Scrawls beneath one of the oldest images was a sentence in Romanian: "The agreement must continue." The tunnel ended at a massive stone door covered in spiral carvings. Surrounding the frame was a single phrase repeated dozens of times: "1 day for them, 6 days for us." These photographs and inscriptions detailed a specific, centuries-old transactional relationship between the village and its neighbors. An elderly woman who had remained behind found Keller at the door. She explained the origins of the pact, forged centuries earlier to ensure survival during a regional plague. The villagers offered 1 day a week to an entity older than the town. Every Sunday, the population physically relocates to a liminal space called the Valley Beyond to pay their weekly toll. Pushing the stone door open revealed that alternate space, a dark landscape where thousands of residents walked beneath strange star patterns, surrounded by monolithic black towers. Far in the distance, a massive shape began to slowly elevate from the barren terrain as a deep horn echoed across the fields. The old woman pulled Keller back, and they slammed the stone door shut seconds before violent impacts began shaking the tunnel walls from the other side. The residents' physical presence within the valley serves as a structural barrier, preventing the entities from crossing into our geography. At 11:03 p.m., the bells chimed again. The residents reappeared in their homes and cars, resuming their lives as if waking from a brief sleep. Keller's report was suppressed. Government officials seized her digital files and closed the investigation, sealing the tunnel and denying any anomalies. Proof of the anomaly persists in 2031 satellite mapping. This specific grid square over the Eastern European mountains completely drops out to black every Sunday. The data shows the mass of Vatra Negra completely exiting the atmosphere for the 15-hour void. The cycle continues today. Tourists who find their way to Vatra Negra receive a single instruction from the locals. When the bells ring, go inside. Every Sunday morning, a small village honors an ancient contract. The rest of the world continues to exist because they pay the price.